This is Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So I am on, what is this called? This website, mirror.co.uk, all right? And I'm going to leave this article in the description box, and like always, you know, you can click it, read it, and come to your own surmise. But what does it say? It says, Tyson Fury's cousin Hughie turned down Anthony Joshua fight as IBF champs camp confirmed, quote, silly money. All right, and it also says here that Fury or his father, they're negotiating with Deontay Wilder right now for a fight when Deontay Wilder returns. You know, so let me just go ahead and read some quotes from this article, man, with Hughie Fury. And, you know, before I start, I came out with a video a few days ago when Hughie was talking about this, but I didn't know they were really in negotiations to really get a fight. And I haven't heard anything from Deontay Wilder's side about it. But let me just go ahead and read this, man. Fury said, we're in negotiations with Wilder and hopefully will come off so I can have a showdown with him. I definitely see ways I can beat Wilder. Me and my dad, trainer Peter, have already sat down and looked at plenty of ways I can beat him. Wilder is very beatable. He's never fought a decent opponent. Okay, I beg to differ about him not, at least fought a decent opponent. I mean, yes, he hasn't fought a top 5 guy, but he's at least, I thought Duhaupas was decent. I thought Stavern was decent. I thought Spilka was a decent fighter, but whatever. Okay, he says, me and Tyson went over to New York to watch him live when he fought Polish kid Artur Spilka, and he was getting beaten then. He was getting outboxed until he landed the bomb. Now, let me say something about that. I had Spilka up 4-3-1 going into that 9th round. I'm going to stay consistent. I've even watched the fight a few times afterwards, and I still had Spilka up 4-3-1 going into the 9th. I even said that on my post fight. But that's the beauty about the heavyweight division and Deontay Wilder. He has that one-hitter quitter, man. It's the heavyweights, you know what I mean? So he also goes on to say, so he's outboxable easy. He just has a big punch, and I can definitely take those shots. Okay. He says, I've never been wobbled in my life or been put down in all my fights. I've got a good chin, whereas Wilder is a bit chinny, to be honest. Wilder did get stunned against Molina. I mean, he has got hit, but he hasn't been put down or dropped in the pros. I know he went down in the amateurs, but he hasn't been dropped in the pros. But this is Hughie Fury's opinion. He also goes on to say they offered, and this is when he's talking about Anthony Joshua. He says, they offered us the fight, but it was silly money. My dad was in negotiations with them, but they didn't want it, so they went somewhere else. I take that fight tomorrow, but they were talking stupid at the end of the day. I don't know how much money they were offering them, so I really can't speak on that. But he says they just offered us the fight to say they'd offered it. But we take that fight tomorrow. If everything was right financially, that's the fight I want. All right. Then he says that he hopes that Tyson will come back stronger next year. He also goes on to say he's on the right medication and he's on the mend. So hopefully next year we'll both be world champions. He'll be world champion again. I'll be coming up behind him. All right. So I'm going to leave this in the description box, man. What do you guys think about Hughie Fury saying that Deontay Wilder's chinny? He's not the only guy I've heard say that. I've also did a video the other day about Dillian White saying he's chinny. I mean, if chinny is based on you seen him get hurt or buzzed or rattled, then okay, I guess he's chinny. Chinny to me, is when you're going to sleep. Because you can be put down, because if that's the case, then I guess Larry Holmes was chinny. Because Larry Holmes went down a lot of times, especially like during his prime or during the late 70s, early 80s of his career when he was on his run as champion. So was Larry Holmes chinny? And I'm not trying to compare Wilder to Holmes, but I'm just saying, though, just because you go down, to me, it's if you get up. It's when you're going to sleep, 3, 4, 5 times in your career. But this Hughie Fury's opinion, I can't change his mind. If he thinks Wilder's chinny, hopefully he goes in there and he for his sake, he can exploit that. He says there's different ways that he can beat Wilder. I don't think Hughie's going to be able to bum rush him. I think he'll be able to fight on his back foot. But he says many ways. So I guess he's talking about his back foot game and possibly some other ways that he doesn't want to reveal to us yet. But I like Hughie, man. I think he's a good up-and-coming prospect. I know him and Wilder they've gone back and forth in the past before about getting a fight together. What do you guys think about Hughie saying that Eddie Hearn and those guys offered him the fight, but they didn't really want the fight? They just wanted to say, hey, we offered Hughie Fury the fight to, as to use his name, but they didn't really offer him the right amount of money. I don't know how much they offered him. I really don't know, man. I know when I heard Eddie Hearn talk on an IFL TV interview like a month ago or a few weeks ago, he was talking about the money that they offered Stavern. And I think they were offering Stavern, I want to say $400,000. So I wonder how much they were going to offer. No, I think they were offering Stavern $700,000, somewhere in there. I forget, man. But I know it wasn't $1 million though. But I think it was like $700,000. I could be wrong. But Stavern's about to get $1.4 million. So I think it was $700,000 they offered Stavern. But I wonder how much they offer Hughie, man. And I wonder how much Hughie's making for his other fights. So I don't know. I'm just getting it out there. If Wilder does come back and he takes on a voluntary defense, I know I heard guys like Travis Kaufman being mentioned. I know I heard guys like Gerald Washington being mentioned. I would like to see Hughie Fury versus Gerald Washington to see who can get the fight. Although it's not a, although if the fight wouldn't be a eliminator, well, no, they could probably make an eliminator. I know Hughie isn't even ranked by the WBC. I'd like to see him fight Gerald Washington or somebody like that, man, or Bryant Jennings or something, and then have that winner fight Deontay Wilder. But if they're just in negotiations and he just wants to get, come back and get some rounds under him so he can prepare for Wilder, I'll watch the fight. I think it'd be an interesting fight, Hughie Fury versus Deontay Wilder. I just don't think Hughie Fury is ready for Wilder right now in his career. I think Tyson Fury, that's the fight. That's a damn good fight, Wilder and Tyson. But I think that Hughie, man, I'm just not sure he has his man strength yet. I love the mobility. I love, he's with, that camp is an excellent camp out there with his father. And, you got, when Tyson's healthy, you got Tyson in the camp now. I know they added Khan Sheehan, and I know they brung over guys like Calbert Chaney from the U.S. and Nick Asbury from the U.S. Nick Asbury just suffered his first loss. He lost to Malcolm Tan. Actually, Tan came back after a long retirement and beat him. But I like the Fury camp. I think Peter does an excellent job. But and Hughie Fury's win against Radinko, that's a damn good win for a prospect. People, they don't, they underestimate that win. Radinko's a tough guy to fight if you're a prospect, man. That's a tough motherfucker to fight. He's only lost to Lucas Brown and Fury. I believe there's only 2 losses. And when you fight Radinko, it's just, it could turn into guys getting cut. When you fight him, either he cuts him, he himself gets cut, or he'll cut you, or it's just a tough fight with Radinko, especially for a prospect level guy. So for him to, beat Radinko that early in his career, I think that's a huge plus, man. But I'm not sure if he's ready for Deontay Wilder. I know Spilka, and some of you may say, well, if Spilka was able to do it, you're probably right. But one thing Wilder has is that one hitter quitter, man. And Wilder, to me, has gotten better as his fights go on. He's getting a little bit more patient, which I like. But sometimes when he's patient in those rounds, he can tend to lose rounds because he's not just being active enough. And that's what I thought he was doing against Spilka. It wasn't so much Spilka was beating his ass. I just thought Spilka was edging him in rounds because Wilder just wasn't busy enough. And Spilka was able to counter him a little bit. But just my opinion. What do I really know? Like I say in all my videos, what do I really even know, man? Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out.